So we have Danny's father who is speaking out, and his family breaking silence on the situation because of course it is growing and growing, this anger from the public. Hey guys, it's Murad Marley. Hopefully you guys are doing well today. Back at it again with another video. If you have not subscribed, guys, click that button for daily and consistent content. Head over to my Instagram, my TikTok for Love Island reviews, and let's get straight into this video. Now I believe I was perhaps one of the first few people to break this news on Twitter, and the tweet that I made has circulated quite a lot. And some people are like, oh my god, how do these Twitter detectives? Ain't nobody scrolling through Danny's posts. I do not have the time to be scrolling through each one of this man's posts to find out if he's saying anything weird or problematic. Somebody, and a plethora of people actually tagged me via Instagram, so a plethora of other people found this out, and I just posted it on Twitter. I looked at it for myself, and it was definitely there, and they obviously removed it. And of course his father has spoken out about this in his defense, and he said this is what his father has said. He does not have a racist bone in his body, and there was no racist intentions to this post, Danny's father revealed. Although it was not done maliciously, it was a mistake. I absolutely apologize on his behalf for the offense this wording may have caused. It has caused. That would never have been his intentions. This is the situation that we have here. Evidently, we can see that this was not used in a malicious manner, and he was saying this to a friend who is also white. The idea that this was, used in a way that was not maliciously, we know all that. That doesn't need to be explained or justified because that's very clear and evident to see. The fact of the matter is that word should not be used in any capacity at all. So to be using those words like that with your friends, it's obviously something that you do quite common. I believe one of his friends spoke out, all these man from Wigan, his friend spoke out talking about, he doesn't have a racist bone in his body. A lot of white people assume that racism is just you hating. Where are you going? Where are you going, man? A lot of white people assume that racism is just a simple, complex understanding of I hate this person because this person is less than me or because of this race. That's not just what racism is about. It's not as narrow-minded as a lot of white people think it is. They have the privilege to think like this because they don't experience it. If they don't experience something like this, they don't really, they don't see it from different avenues and perspectives. There's environmental racism, there's judiciary racism, there's subconscious racism, there's sexual racism when it comes to fetishes and stuff. I know people who say, well, people are even saying, how can he even be racist because he's going out with a black girl, or you might be dating a brown person, how can you be racist? You are exempt from racism. There's several forms of racism within interracial marriages that even take place. It's such a baseline capped understanding, and because they have no experience of it, so they're obviously not going to understand it to such a level. But you can understand it if you listen, and your ignorance. This is what I'm seeing. Ignorance now is showing in this particular statement. Whether he doesn't have a racist bone in his body, this is an act of racism. Whether you intend to be rude or derogatory to somebody or not because of their race, it doesn't take away from the fact that you can still be racist because of words like this that people do use. Whether using it in a friendly way or not, it should not be used at all. The context of the word, you shouldn't be using it. Now, of course, I don't think he's a malicious, evil, bad person, but at the same time, to be using words like this, there's no excuse for it. If Sharif can get kicked out of the villa for the stuff that he said, if Ollie was getting kicked out of the villa because of the major rebuttal from the audience because of the fact that he hunts down animals or whatever the hell he was doing, then this man needs to go within 24 hours. I'm so sorry, I don't see it any other way. The audience won't like him for it, especially because he's also taking Kaza on a date. If we actually look at his profile, now I'm going to look at his profile, and I've looked at it just from a quick 20-second review, there's not one black person on his profile, number one, or brown person, and number two, when it comes to people that's following, hardly any of them are black or brown. I don't think any are. They're all white, and all your friends are white. There's nothing wrong with having all white friends, but it's very sus when you go for a person of color when that is your group, your friendship group. It is weird because it's like, what are you doing? Obviously he's gone and has known that she's popular and he's going for her, but he'll probably end up with someone like Lucinda or Faye or whatever, and Kaz is not his type. So yet again, the girl is having her time wasted with somebody who uses words like this in a very weird way. Yes, it was friendly and not malicious, but it doesn't chase. No one's arguing that. Nobody's arguing the fact that it was not used in a malicious way. That's very clear to see. We ain't dumb. It just shouldn't be used. Point blank, period. So the idea that this offense may have caused, don't miss me with this nonsense apology. All you had to say was, listen, my son is a dickhead. He was wrong for what he said. Absolutely wrong. I apologize on his behalf. That's it. 4 sentences max. This idea of he's got a racist bone in his body, we don't need to hear all this justification for something like this, because you can't justify it. Let me know what your thoughts are. Subscribe to the channel, click that button for daily and consistent content. Head over to my Instagram, my Patreon, my merch. I'm pretty sure his friends and family are bricking it right now. You would have thought they would have removed stuff like this before going to the villa, but at the same time, because when you use words like this so loosely, you don't even think it's bad, and that makes it even more worse. Subscribe, and I'll catch you guys soon for another video.